Starting. We are started, and we're going live in 3, 2, 1. Diary of a Trans Woman is brought to you by every single person who joins us at patreon.com. Patreon.com is a wonderful place where you can go and learn more about supporting the show. Just search for Diary of a Trans Woman. Oh, hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 84 of Diary of a Trans Woman. Thank you for joining us. Joined with me today is all the way from Chicago, EJ. How you doing, EJ?
Yeah, Abby, I'm doing okay. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. It's gonna be a good show today.
I'm so glad we're both okay.
Yeah, we've had a. I'm sick and tired of starting shows with, "How are you, EJ?" "Oh, I feel like crap." "How you feel, Abby?" "Oh, I feel like crap."
Oh yeah, we are a morose pair.
Yeah, we probably don't do much, like feeding off each other's negativity, but that's okay. We're doing better. It was a good day. Um, so I went to work. I had it was like our version of the Emmys, but for our entire company, which
Ooh,
was fun.
ooh. Did you win an Emmy?
No, I didn't. My team
Were you,
got my team got nominated. Yeah.
but you weren't good enough.
No, we weren't. And yeah, same thing happened last year.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Oh boy is right.
Oh Abby.
I know. I know.
Poor Abby.
I know.
I know
Um,
you're banking on this one.
I was banking on it. I wanted an Emmy. I wanted an award.
Is that what it's called? An Emmy? Did they have a different name?
They did have a different name, but it would give away the company that I work for, and I don't necessarily want to do that.
Got it. Was it a Kemi?
It was a Chemi. Sure. Close. Like
A
it's
Zam-
the first letter is in the first third of the alphabet.
Oh, it was a Femi.
No, I didn't.
Of course,
I should have won a damn Femi today though. I wore a
you
dress
wore
to
you wore a dress to work.
wore a fucking dress to work.
Jeez.
I'm actually feeling proud of myself. Yeah, we all dressed up. Like everyone got dressed up in their best. And
Well, this is news. You wore a dress to work?
it is news. Yeah. No,
Nixon CFO.
oh my God, shut up.
We want to see.
I have a picture on my Facebook.
Oh,
Maybe it's of my entire team, and I'm kneeling in the front. Um, no, yeah, I did that. That was kind of a big deal because I haven't done that in a long, long time.
I know. And
We've
you
been
haven't
talking.
won anything at all for a really long time either.
What?
You haven't won anything for a real long time
Worn.
either.
I thought you said worn. Like I said, I most certainly have worn things to work.
No,
Thank
I
you.
see your clothes.
Yeah.
You don't work
Um,
for Nude Co.
no, nude co.
Although that would explain the misgendering. Hey-oh. Big K.
Nude co since 1990. Quality sausages year round.
Oh,
Oh yeah, I did that, and
we're proud of
I
you.
met
We're all
I met my I made a bet to myself, a promise to myself that I was going to do makeup 3 times this week. I did it. Felt good.
and it's
I
not
wore
even
like,
tomorrow yet.
well, I'm off tomorrow.
Well, shit.
We can talk about why I'm off tomorrow in a bit, but yeah, I did that. I wore black lipstick for the first time ever. Like
Ooh,
first time like for like casual everyday use. I've done it for costumes before,
sure.
but but yeah, I liked it. It was
What,
very, very dark, kind of goth and punky, and I liked it. It was good.
what's your brand?
It's some Hot Topic thing. Actually, um, my girlfriend from like, oh Jesus, probably like 5 years ago now, um, who was very instrumental in me being okay with cross dressing.
Yeah.
She was the first person I ever like opened up to about that and talked to about that. Oh no. Oh no. Hang on. Fill the silence. One moment.
Oh, okay. So Abby's house is burning down. I don't know what's going on right now. I'm very concerned. Okay. Okay. So anyhow, that was the story of how Abby was born.
Where did that? Oh shit, music. All right, we'll get out of that.
What?
No, a spider just appeared on my wall.
And you played music to make it go away?
No, I went to go smash it, and something I was doing in the background
Oh my
caught my ear.
gosh. You
I know.
come on.
Anyways, what was I talking about before the spider came down?
We're talking about your girlfriend from 4 or 5 years ago who made you comfortable with cross dressing and black lipstick.
Yeah. Not necessarily comfortable with black lipstick, but yeah. I mean, geez, I look back at some of the pictures from back then, and it was just, oh, I had no clue what I was doing. But she accepted me, and that's one of the reasons why I started to feel comfortable like myself.
Cool.
Now, as like time progressed, she decided that she was not attracted to women, and that's where that relationship went. But she gave me a crap ton of makeup, and this black lipstick has been sitting in this shoebox for forever. And I keep thinking, oh, I'll bust this out. This is cool. I can do this. But I never had the guts to do it until yesterday.
So you wore black lipstick from the first Obama's term. You
Pretty
wore
much, yeah.
5-year-old black lipstick.
Yeah, it's probably not like the healthiest thing to put in my body, but
You think? I'm a little concerned. I mean, I know it was on the outside of your body, but it was connected to the part of your body where everything enters. So,
yeah,
oh,
yeah,
don't worry. Expiration
not
dates are
everything.
regulated by the Illuminati.
Think. Totally missed that. I made a butt sex joke. Um, but no, so it worked. It looked good. I liked it. And yeah, I think I might do it a little more often.
Hell yeah.
Uh, but yeah, so today was very formal day. It was the Emmys, and yeah, we didn't win, but I should have won a Femmie because I wore a freaking dress to work, and it felt good. I liked. I wasn't super comfortable in it, but it was definitely a like, okay, I'm able to kind of break out of this super butch look that I've been adopting for the past few months, just to make myself feel safe.
Well, we're really proud of you, Abby. Us and
Mhm.
everyone listening out there.
All two of you,
We're so proud of you. And everyone in the future, too.
everyone in the future, everyone in the past, everyone.
Right.
Yeah.
All come together.
Yeah. Oh,
Support.
I also found out that that they put metal detectors in the theater that we all went to. There's like a few thousand people in this theater for this thing, and there were metal detectors. I did not realize that. And so I found out that carrying an extending police baton is a big no-no.
So,
Yeah, I got caught with that. That was fun. Got that confiscated. And then after the show, I spent like half hour trying to track down a guy to get it back, and they were not happy. I spent a lot of money on that. I'm not giving it up.
oh, I believe you.
Yeah, and it's Detroit. I'm not walking around without something in my pocket.
Yeah. No, I've heard. I've heard the stories.
But yeah, so that was fun. What's going on in your world?
Oh, man. It's been a heck of a week. Yeah, I went back to Voice this morning. Had a that was a fun little endeavor. I don't know. It's Voice Train super fun, man. I really like it.
I've been told I should get into that. And I don't know if I should or not. I don't know. I know I should, but I don't know if I'm gonna or not, if I have the time or if the resources are around me, but maybe I can look into that. I got a lot on my plate.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, I always pick up more stuff than I can handle.
Yeah, same.
I've been doing
But
a lot lately.
yeah. So you have voice training. You told me that you told me before the show that you had some news that something happened, but you wanted to surprise me. What happened?
I do have some news, Abby.
What happened?
Well,
What happened?
you ready?
What what
You ready,
happened?
Abby? I don't think you can handle it. I think you'll be hurt.
That's okay. I'm sitting down.
It's gonna hurt your feelings.
What?
I'm starting a second podcast, Abby.
Oh no. What are you doing?
It's uh it's a podcast devoted to the television show Nathan for You, starring
Oh
Nathan Field.
God.
It's called Nathan for Us.
No.
Yeah.
I can't. Oh. Wait, my first thought that popped in my head was that's awesome. Let me know if you need any help. But Nathan, for you, I cannot do it. I can't do it.
I figured.
You showed me one that the crappy Starbucks episode when I was over at your place.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's because you have a weird taste in comedy.
It's so awkward. It's so weird.
It's great.
No, it's not. It just
I
makes me
love it.
feel squeamish.
So it's me and my friend, we're getting together and we're gonna do a podcast about this.
That's awesome.
It's gonna be fun.
Cool. Well, I will not watch Nathan for You, but
Oh,
I will listen to Nathan for Us.
technically the full title of it is Nathan for Us, only for us. You can't have him.
But it's going to be free on iTunes, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
To listen to it, you don't have to watch the show to listen to the podcast.
Of course not.
Do it. I'm doing the podcast with a talented improviser.
Nice.
Yeah.
Think it's a step up from this.
Huh? Oh yeah, yeah, for sure.
Well, cool. That's awesome.
It's gonna be fun. I'm excited about it. We did a dry run just the other day, and I think we're gonna record the actual for real first episode on Sunday.
Nice.
So look out for that, podcasterinos, podcastateers, podcastulos,
Something like that.
Bernie's General.
Oh, so guess what I'm doing tomorrow? Well, I'm doing a lot of things tomorrow.
Flying to Philadelphia.
No,
No, you're going to Boston.
no,
Hartford, Connecticut.
no,
Providence, Rhode Island.
no. I'm gonna go shoot a porn.
Ah,
No, I'm flying out to New York. I'm flying to New York. It is gonna be a blast. If anyone has been a listener to the show for a while, Marie has been on the show, a friend of the show, been on a few episodes, but they had the If You Want It project. They started off selling jerseys that say gender is over if you want it. And it's all about smashing the preconceptions that gender has tied to it, usually. And I have absolutely fallen in love with everything that they do. And apparently through this show, they were able to secure a space in Brooklyn to host an event for gender advocacy in youth. And the event is called Genderful, and it's exploring gender through art.
yeah.
So
Who did this? Who hooked us? Who hooked Abby up with that? Who made that happen? I'm talking to you, podcast audience. Which one of you was it?
somebody out there was listening to this show and found Marie in a library and was like, hey,
Hit us up. We'll send you some stickers.
Yeah, definitely. Um, crap. We'll send you stickers after I get everyone who gets stickers. Everyone who like is at
I
that
like
level.
it. Or maybe something from maybe one of Abby's socks.
If that's your thing,
Yeah.
we could do
Yeah.
that.
This could be a beautiful relationship.
It could be. Anyways, so yeah, that's gonna be happening. I'm flying out. I've just kind of like got down my like travel plans for once I arrive at the airport. I'm gonna fly into JFK and try and navigate my country girl ass all the way to an apartment in Brooklyn.
Oh
So
yeah, you're such a hick.
I live in there's no subways in Detroit, and that's kind of disappointing. But so I'm a complete stranger to this. And so I spent about an hour looking around trying to figure out where the hell I needed to go. And I think I'm taking from JFK, I'm taking the A line up to the Broadway transfer station. Then I'm hopping on the L line and going up to Graham Avenue. And then I got about a 16-minute walk until I get to the apartment.
Speaking of somebody who just was in New York like a few weeks ago, um, their subways are confusing
Yes.
and very bizarre. And also sometimes you'll be like, oh, I'm gonna take this route, and all of a sudden just the what do you call it? The train doesn't come, or like there's like a station that'll be closed on the weekend. Like if you
Mm-hmm.
have a station that's open on Friday, don't count on it being open Saturday.
Oh,
It'll be
shit.
roped off. I thought it was pretty funny because the closest station to the Airbnb I was staying at served four different lines. It served the lines B, D, F, M. Get it?
Bondage, discipline, fado, masochism.
Fado.
Fate, Fatism.
Could just be fucking.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, it is. Hello, explicit tag. How are you today?
Oh, it's okay. No one listens to this.
Nah. But yeah, so that should be a ton of fun.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. Laura Jane Grace for Against Me is going to be there doing a child-friendly set. And then I am, because she's a full business partner with a nonprofit, which is super exciting.
Nice.
And so her and Marie are friends. And so Marie gets some awesome tickets to an Against Me show in New York.
What?
And they get a +1. Marie gets a ticket and a
They
plus
should
one.
invite someone cool.
I know. I hope they did. We're gonna see how that goes. That should be
Yeah, let me know who they invite.
I will. But no, it should be fun. That should be great.
It should be dope. It should be fun.
I'm pumped.
I'm really excited for you.
Yeah, I just saw them in Detroit and I'm real interested to see how the exact same tour changes from venue to venue. So I've never been this much of a groupie. I've never followed a band on a tour and seen them twice in one tour.
You and me both.
So yeah, that's the thing.
That's
Then
exciting. You're gonna be a queer celebrity there.
I'm gonna rule the streets of New York.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of that place is just ripe for the taking.
Yeah. I'm excited to explore though. I'm hoping that I can, because I mean, pretty much all Saturday, they're gonna be setting up for the event, and I'm kind of just gonna be doing my thing.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna explore. I'm gonna try and find some vintage shops. I'm gonna try and find some queer stuff. I'm gonna just peruse those streets like I own it, and try not to look like a tourist.
Yeah, when I was in New York, I went with one of my friends. We went to a club in Brooklyn where there was a band that was playing Ethiopian music. They were playing music by the Ethiopian Masters as they advertised it, and it was a 7 quote unquote orchestra, and 6 of them were white, so that was fun.
Did the Ethiopian Masters play in the BDFM?
Whoa,
Station?
that's the subway station.
But
That club.
kink joke. Wink.
Wow. I
Wow.
don't get it, but okay.
It's because in the BDSM scene, sometimes people are called masters.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
Like
In
the gay.
fact, some definitions of BDSM include slave and master instead of sadism and masochism.
I see where you're going with this.
I got the inside knowledge on that. I should do. I've thought about starting a podcast about kink stuff. That could be fun.
Could.
Could be. Like
Could.
every week we dive into a different thing.
I say go for it.
I might just have to.
Do it.
If you're out there and you're listening, and you want to hear that, let me know because I just need a little kick in the pants, a little spank in the ass.
Oh.
Oh, let's
Oh.
go ahead and move on before any more jokes come out of me.
Yikes.
Um,
Really earned that NC-17 tag.
oh, spank in the ass is not NC-17.
Whoa. Depends who you're asking.
True.
Whoa.
Any,
Whoa.
anything else going on in your world, EJ? You got your podcast.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be
Yeah,
great.
your voice. What are you learning in voice training? Like what does that process look like? What are some helpful hints for the listeners at home?
Oh geez. So a lot of what we talk about is resonance. I mean, what you usually think about is, I mean, the first thing you think about when you try to work on your voice is pitch. But I mean,
You can work on pitch, you can sound really high pitched.
yeah, sure. Um,
That's how it works, right?
yeah.
You just blew the speakers right out.
Yeah, you're welcome. But really it's what we think about a lot. We do a lot of breathing to start with, and we explicitly try to breathe from the stomach. So we push out from the stomach, in from the stomach, so just not from the chest. I mean, usually if you think about, taking a deep breath in, it just you kind of come up with it and let it out. But here we think, straight out from the chest. So really using your air. We work on a few different. We do different exercises. Just let the air out. We do some S sounds, some V sounds, Z sounds, some lip trills, that fun stuff. And then we talk a bunch of we do a bunch of resonance. So resonance is kind of, what part of your body the voice is coming from. Depending on what kind of voice you have, you can feel it coming from your chest, from your throat, from closer to more of a nasal thing, more of the front of your face. It's just kind of figuring out where the vibrations are and where it feels like it's coming from. And so what we're trying to do when we try to get a more female voice is keep it a little bit more in front. And one of the some of the exercises we do, we you can reset by going mm-hmm, mm-hmm, just doing mm-hmm. And then as you do that, you can just find kind of like the right pitch, and kind of like when you do it mm-hmm, that's like that already puts the sound like way far forward in your mouth, so you feel it a little more up there. That gets you more set in that direction. We do some words, so they have a list of M words, and words that start with M, words that start with N that you can do, and they you do kind of, you can do a mm-hmm, and then you can chant them like moon, man, mine, money, mop, things like that. I've practiced that a lot. Um, and just as you chant it, you can do that moon, moon, man, man. And so you put together words like that. Eventually, I mean, more recently, I've gotten more into just conversational work, trying to keep my pitch a little more consistent. And I don't know. Today I got really meta. I was thinking about some of my verbal tics. I was like, if I'm trying to explain it, like I don't know if that worked really well, and I would drop off or try to like stay up in the same area. So it got a lot more conversational today. Experimented a little bit with that. Some of the time it was like practicing like making things. We will do sentences that are overly enunciated, and you go weird places with all the highs and lows, and you go up and down, and it really sounds ridiculous when you're doing things like that. Or you will end every sentence as a question to try to make sure you don't drop off at the end of the sentence.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's a lot of cool stuff. It's a lot of practicing that stuff. And I'm going there at Northwestern University, their Center for Auditory Speech Language Learning.
For
Yeah.
how to talk like a girl.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's awesome.
That's why I sound so great.
You do. I can tell. Today, I can tell that you had a voice lesson today.
I'm working on it. I don't know. Today some stuff clicked. A few things kind of came together. So I mean, I kind of found myself like very forward, and I found a little difference between the kind of a breathier voice and one that's a little more direct. That's up there, and just found two different ways to do it. So there's this way, and then there's more this way, and both of them are kind of still in that same register that I want to be in. But it's just two different approaches to it, and I can play around a little bit with it. And I don't know, it's fun. I've always liked to play around with my voice a lot, and this really forces me out of my comfort zone, but it's still fun.
Mm-hmm.
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 Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, yeah, I'm super excited to see just how that progresses. I can definitely tell since you've started hanging out with us here, like your voice has changed quite a bit.
Yeah, it's great. Great as in I like it, not great as in I'm great. I mean, we know that.
Yeah, everybody knows that.
Especially you.
Sure.
You've met me.
Yeah.
You love
So, get was it yesterday or was it 2 days ago? 2 days ago was, or no, yesterday was coming out, National Coming Out Day.
coming out day.
Um, big day for a bunch of queer people. Do you know anybody that came out like specifically on National Coming Out Day?
Yes.
Was it you?
No.
Okay. I don't think I know anyone that specifically made a point of coming out of the closet on Coming Out Day. I know, I mean, for me, coming out was essentially a year-long process. I didn't come out to everybody at once. It was a very slow process.
Right.
Um,
I,
you've got me super self-conscious about my own voice right
you're
now.
welcome. Yeah, I have two friends who came out on a coming out day to like wildly different results. One of them
Yeah.
like was just like they came out that day and they posted a status online. It's like, hey, I'm transgender, and got like 500 likes. And one of them's like, yeah, then my life fell apart. So
Oh, but yeah, I mean, I did not come out on National Coming Out Day. It was a long drawn out process, but I mean, today is kind of the day that myself and I think a lot of other people in the queer community, the day is a day where it's like Christmas. It's not when Jesus was born, it's just when you celebrate it.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. And so that's kind of what yesterday was for me. And I did a lot of introspection yesterday and just thinking about stuff. And it didn't help that it was like the day after I took my shot of estrogen, so I was feeling particularly emotional,
I
which is
bet.
Always fun. Um, but yeah, so I made a post, and I figure it applies to, I mean, it applies to people in my life, and I definitely think that the people who are involved in this community that we've formed with this podcast are certainly people who this affected. So, oh, you care if I go ahead and read it, EJ?
Do it.
I'm gonna do it.
Do it now.
Today is National Coming Out Day, and this is me. 3 years since I told myself and the world that I am queer and that I am trans. Thousands of pills, injections, suppositories, and creams have helped me change physically just as much as I have changed mentally and emotionally. I've lost family, I've lost religion, I've lost hope more times than I can count. There are days when the effort that it takes to push on, despite the anxiety and depression, takes more effort than I ever thought I had. There are so many days that I spend by myself, trying to quiet my mind from its bombardments. Thoughts of how the world treats me and others like me. Thoughts of lost loves, of failed attempts to be happy in life despite my best efforts. I cry a lot more than I used to. But I'm here. I've woken up every day so far since telling the world who I am. I know that if it weren't for this realization, that I wouldn't be around to wake up and live my life. Life is hard, but there are so many things in my life that keep me going. Not only do I get to be myself finally, I have friends and I have new families who love me. I get to put my genuine self out there, and as a result, I receive genuine love in return, and I wouldn't change that for the world. And so, for everyone out there who has helped me to keep my head above water, for everyone who has let me cry around them, and for everyone who has shared this journey with me, thank you. And that goes out to a number of different people who I'm friends with on Facebook, but it also goes out to everyone listening out there. Um, I don't think that people really realize how much of a community this podcast has been for me, as much as I hear that it has been for other people. And that's invaluable to me.
Yeah.
And so I appreciate I appreciate that a lot.
We're all proud of you, Abby.
And I'm proud of you too. And I'm proud of everyone out there listening to the show. If you don't listen to the show, you can screw off. No, but yeah, yesterday was
Coming out day.
yeah, it was coming out day. Made me think a lot.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Anything specific on your mind from yesterday, or was it just kind of a general thoughtfulness?
Oh, I was thinking about yesterday. I was thinking, I don't know. So I someone once told me that the world
Was gonna roll me.
someone once told me that coming out is something you do for the purposes of other people.
Mm-hmm.
Um and they said, oh, even when I came out, I just told my parents, "Hey, I'm going through some stuff." And for a long time, um I kind of believed them. I'm not sure. I get what they're saying. That's something like there's a lot of pressure put on coming out and like how to, there's a certain sense that you can't be trans unless you've come out, unless you've, kind of displayed yourself to the world. Um, so I get that, but I don't know. At the same time, I just I at some level I kind of almost wish that I had more control of my coming out. I mean, the way
Yeah.
I presented it was so avoidant and kind of not a big deal. I just kind of let it happen, um, which had its charms certainly. Um, but it was some people knew, and then some more people knew, and then I got interviewed by the Windy City Times, and they put out an article about me, and then everybody knew.
Hmm.
So I got to come out in the local queer rag, I guess. which is something that not everybody gets to do. But I don't know. I've thought about it. It's I don't know. It kind of like I was thinking the other day about how like I read a story of somebody who was facing some like real gnarly transphobia, and was kind of talking about some of their story, about having to you know face actual discrimination. And I think about that, and I've been really fortunate in avoiding that, because I mean, a lot of the discrimination that I've faced hasn't been overt, I mean, it's been very systemic and very, kind of um a lot of times passive aggressive or gaslighty, but not never so overt, never very confrontational. And I don't know, like thinking about coming out day and thinking about, living my life aloud, a little bit of it kind of thinks, wonders how much I actually came out and how much I just actually kept on living,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just a weird thing to wrap my head around.
Yeah. And one thing you said kind of struck a chord with me is how you just kind of wish you had more control about coming out. And there is certainly a fear, or it is a reality for a lot of people that coming out is never just a one-step process. But
Yeah.
as soon as you start that first step, it it very easily becomes a bit of a landslide.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's kind of what happened with me. I mean, I came out to, as far as you take my extended family, and about, there's probably, take about 25 people in my extended family, maybe. I've come out to 3 of them,
Sure.
but everyone knows.
Right.
Everyone knows that I am that relative. I am that one that we don't talk about. I am the one that is never present at family gatherings anymore. I am that. And it was hard for me to work up the courage to tell my parents and to set a time to get together with dinner with them,
Yeah.
to tell them. And they pulled it out of me way before I was ready.
Right.
And that hurt. And then they whispered about me behind my back
Sure.
to other relatives. My grandparents find out, my cousins find out, aunts and uncles, that kind of thing. And for the most part, from what I hear, it's talked about as in, I'm so embarrassed, I don't know what to do.
Right.
And so it's very easy to feel like everything is out of your control. And so I, I came out 3 years ago,
Yeah.
but I didn't out myself to some of the people that mattered most. And that's what really I wish wasn't a thing anymore.
Right.
Uh, the fact that people don't respect that coming out day is, if you want to come out on coming out day, that is your prerogative. And
Right.
if you aren't ready to come out to certain people, you don't have to. And unfortunately, it's such a curiosity,
Right.
a taboo gossip item that it spreads like wildfire.
Right.
And so anybody who is debating on whether or not to tell one or two people in their life has to contemplate the reality that they can tell one or two people, but by the end of the week, by the end of the month,
Uh-huh.
more than those people are going to know.
Yeah.
And that's not okay.
No.
But it's the reality we live in. And I hear about, like, and this is something that not even everybody in the queer community can understand. I have called out, I have lost a friend because they outed somebody and continued to talk about them casually as if it were a joke.
Right.
A gay man hearing that another one of his friends is attracted to him, but nobody knows that he's queer.
Ugh.
And within just a few minutes, he's over talking to his other friends at the bar saying, "Oh, yeah, this guy over here, he wants to sleep with me."
Yes.
And it's, yeah. I actually got into a bit of a fight at work over that. It was one of my coworkers,
Yeah.
and I yelled at him in the middle of the floor because that wasn't okay.
No, it's not.
No, no, no. I wish we had more control over it.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
Happy episode, happy episode, happy episode. All right. Do we want to go ahead and move on to the news?
Let's talk news, baby. Let's talk news.
Let me go ahead. We're going to mumble around and talk about things until I can find the news bump. But there it is. EJ, you know who I love?
Who do you love, Abby?
Same
Wait.
Sex Mary.
Oh, Same Sex Mary.
Same Sex Mary is the band that does all of our music, and they do a lot of good stuff. And James and Svet are amazing people. They're the headrunners for the band, and they do all of the music that is on the show. And you should go look them up. Same Sex Mary. Anyways, what do we got first? You want to
Well,
talk about robocalls?
sure. Let's talk robocalls.
All right, robocalls. We have talked about this. I think we've talked about this in the show before. Yeah, we have. Danica Rome is making history in Virginia. She is the first openly transgender candidate to run for the state's General Assembly. That's huge. That's awesome. I mean, she's the first openly transgender candidate to run for that position in the state. But I mean, if she wins this, she will become she'll become the first transgender person to hold a seat of elected power that high up in the government, right?
Um, I'm looking.
I
Yeah.
don't even know. I mean, yeah, there've been like gay and lesbian and queer mayors and whatnot, but as far as somebody being trans,
I'm looking at a Wikipedia entry. Looks like yeah, the Stu Rasmussen is was the mayor of became the nation's first openly transgender mayor in 2008. Became the mayor of Silverton, Oregon.
hmm, okay. So hipsterland.
I don't know where is
It's in Oregon.
I mean, Oregon is not a monolith.
Oregon.
Oregon.
People out there don't like it when you say Oregon.
Yeah, but screw them. Yeah, I
No,
guess
we may have listeners in Oregon. Who knows?
I don't think we do.
If you're from Oregon, let us know, please.
I guess Silverton is a suburb of Salem, which is the capital.
Huh. Okay. Well,
So, Victoria Kolakowski, who is the first openly transgender person to serve as a trial judge in California,
okay.
elected with 51% of the vote to her opponent's 48 in 2010.
Okay. So we have a mayor, a judge,
Let's see.
city judge, or
Um, says she's a judge of the Alameda County Superior Court. So it's a branch of the California Superior Court.
okay. The state's General Assembly. I'm not even sure what is the General Assembly. What do they do?
I think that's just the in Virginia, you mean?
Yeah, and for the
That's
most part, they get together.
the state
Generally, they assemble.
the state Congress, like the House of Representatives
Okay.
or whatever. Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. So this will be huge if she wins.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so she is currently running against the current seat holder, Bob Marshall,
Ooh.
who
Ooh.
go F himself. Bob Marshall has been very anti-LGBTQ. Um, he's actually gone so far as to refuse to debate her, just flat out like I won't debate you. And continually uses male pronouns. And so
Ugh.
I don't like regardless of what you believe, that's immature.
Yeah, it's tacky.
Yeah. That's it doesn't that doesn't do what you need it to do.
It's tacky.
If you want to defeat your opponent legitimately in a political election, at least treat them with some respect.
Oh yeah.
Like I have no problem with this guy saying, "Hey, I don't like this person because we share different political stances. We're running against each other in election, and so obviously I don't agree with her on everything."
Yeah.
But Jesus Christ, use the right pronouns.
Right. I don't know. That's what the bigots do, man.
Yeah. I wonder. I'm curious to know. Because I mean that whole area seems to be just kind of that eastern coast, kind of not on the coast, but down the southeast or middle of the country on the east side is has always been just kind of a very contested territory when it comes to queer rights. And you
Uh,
hear about
yeah.
huh?
The Mid-Atlantic.
Mid-Atlantic. There we go. Um, but yeah, HB2 in North Carolina and Kentucky and Mississippi and their trans regulations they've tried to pass and then sometimes have passed that are very discriminatory against trans and queer people. You hear about this stuff all the time happening around there. And so I'm curious as to what kinds of people make up the most of Virginia.
So
Um,
here's the thing. Here's the thing. Now you listed a whole bunch of states there, and you started talking about Kentucky and Mississippi, and those are very different states than Virginia. Uh,
true.
Virginia is a state that it's become a very mixed bag. It has gone from being a very reliably conservative state to being more reliably, at least on the national level, a more reliably democratic state. The district in question is actually in the suburbs of Washington D.C., which is one of the more liberal areas of the state. And in fact, a lot of the progressive people around that area has been what has been driving Virginia's shift to the left. I mean, let's not forget that 9 years ago, North Carolina, which currently, I mean, has been in the news for all their nonsense, it did go Democratic in the election back in 2008. So, you know,
Didn't they go Democrat? North Carolina went Democratic in this election.
no,
Oh no, they went Democratic governor, Republican
right.
presidential. Okay.
But in the presidential election, I think North Carolina, the only time that happened was 2008. But Virginia has been pretty, like, since 2008 has been regularly has been Democratic each time around. So yeah, this District 13, that is right outside of Washington. That is a little bit to the west of it, just Alexandria is south of Washington, so it's
Mhm.
not too far. I think it's just across the river from Maryland too. So
So just on the surface of things, and I feel very nervous saying this after what comments like this have spurned with the recent presidential election. She looks like, I mean, just looking at this, like chances are pretty good. If it's basically just these two people and that district is leaning towards being more democratic, Rome seems like she's got a decent chance.
sure hope so. I mean, she already, she ran amok in the primary,
You know?
you know, took on a bunch of dudes.
Yeah. I'd be I'd be interested in watching some of her debates just to see what her stances are and see how she handles things. Because
What debates?
well, not to yeah.
You just said, Abby.
Well, I mean, through the primaries, you have to have some like the speeches or their rhetorics, that kind of stuff.
Sure.
Um,
I mean, it's probably Virginia stuff.
that's fine. I mean, Virginia stuff. I mean, there's some overlap with the issues, but also I want to see how she squares up going against all the other guys running against her, all the other straight people running against her, all the other cis people running against her.
Ugh. Ugh.
I'd be very curious to see how that is because I if she's made it this far, she's gotta have some chops.
There is they have a candidate survey about her on Ballotpedia, where they asked her a bunch of questions. So yeah, there's some good Virginia stuff here.
Cool.
Let's see.
Care to indulge us?
I'm looking. Let's see. I'm searching for the word transgender so that we have interesting transgender stuff.
What are her thoughts on Trump?
Trump. That does not show up in that page.
I think it's pretty self-explanatory.
The question: should Virginia have a law that requires people to use the bathroom corresponding with the gender on their birth certificate? Are there any policies related to this issue that you have an opinion on? As a transgender woman, I know that bills like HB 1612 from 2017 are discriminatory and harmful. I oppose discriminating against LGBTQ people and know that transgender people need to have access to public accommodations based on our gender identity, based on our lived gender, not on the sex we were assigned at birth. So, I mean, yeah, that's the main thing. That's
I
the
bet that's kind of your expected answer from a trans woman,
yeah.
unless you're a certain person.
Oh, what else do you want to hear
Certain.
about? Let's see, about proposed oil pipelines crossing Virginia or uh,
Yes. What does she say about that?
oh, what'd she say about proposed oil pipelines? Let's see. If the local
I
residents
just-
or the pathways of pipelines oppose them, then we need to respect their wishes. It's that simple.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a very generic answer. That's a very simple answer.
Is what kind of legacy would you like to leave? When we replace traffic lights with overpasses and interchange throughout Centerville and replace the traffic light with a flyover at Orchard Bridge Drive in Yorkshire, I'll consider my political career a success and retire from elected office.
All right.
So you're into it, yeah?
Does that sound a little bit short-sighted to you?
It sounds like this is a candidate for a local office in Virginia.
True. True.
Yeah, I mean, we want to make her a celebrity because she's, let's face it, she's a babe. But I mean, honestly,
Mm,
she's running for state government in Virginia. I mean,
true.
it's not exactly gonna light the world on fire.
You don't know. Every house starts with a few bricks.
True.
That's a weird metaphor that I've never heard before and just came up with on the top of my head. Whatever.
God, you're an innovator.
Yeah. I'm a bricklayer.
How do you
Uh,
policies that are targeted at a specific gender? What do you think the state legislature should do in regard to these policies? I support equality. Likewise, I recognize that certain societal barriers block women from reaching pay equity with men, and that it is appropriate for the government to address that issue by making it easier for people to sue when they can prove their gender was a determining factor in them receiving less pay than someone else performing the same job. So, I mean, yeah, she's a politician and like a
yeah,
competent one.
it's definitely a politician answer.
Why not?
If you can prove it to us, yeah, we'll talk about it. I'm torn because normally I hate politicians, but also I love the idea of setting a new high for the bar of public offices that can be filled by transgender people.
Why you hate politicians, baby? What's wrong with them?
Oh, they're just full of crap.
I mean,
And,
what do you prefer?
okay,
Capitalism?
huh?
What do you prefer? Capitalism? Answer to no one but the almighty buck?
Baby, I'm an anarchist.
All right, baby. I like roads, but let's
Progressive liberal. Um, no, that's just, I mean, with someone like Obama, you like going into that, like listening to some of his speeches at the beginning of the election, like there was definitely a certain amount of skepticism because like, people say anything in the beginning of an election, and you don't know what you're going to get really until they get into office. You just got to make your best guess. People that take politicians at their word based on the things that they say while they are trying to win the approval of the masses do not make smart decisions when they lay their money on people thinking that they're going to follow through on all of their promises. You have to take it's a bet, it's a gamble. I think that this person is going to do better. So I'm going to throw my weight behind this person and we'll see what happens. I haven't heard of a politician who has followed through with every single promise that they have made during their election campaign. Now, I haven't really followed that up very much, but there are a lot of things that are said out in the road when you're campaigning.
Sure.
And you can't follow up on every single one of them. You can say you try, you can say you did your best, but I mean, what's the point of a promise when you do your best and it fails? It doesn't mean as much to me as it does to others. And so yeah, I might throw my weight behind Danica Rome if I want her to make a difference in my community if she was running for my community. But I wouldn't do it thinking that she'd follow through on all the promises she'd made. I'd do it because I think that she'd do a hell of a lot better than the other guy.
Sure.
Sorry, I don't want to get into politics. It's just,
Just did.
I know I did. I know I did. I had my rant. I get one rant per episode, okay?
Fair.
There. You got to hold me to that.
All right. I will I'll cut you off, man. I'll cut you off next time.
Okay.
You know I was a major in political science in college, yeah?
Did you really?
I did. I got a double major because I got into a weird situation where it was actually
Nerd.
it was cheaper for me to get a double major because like I had so many like I was ahead of the game on my computer science degree that I would have graduated early, but I had an opportunity to get like a scholarship if I stayed the whole last year. That would have made it cheaper. So I was like, yeah, might as well.
What the hell? Why not?
Taking like basic American government and intro to sociology in my last semester in college.
I love doing that. Like taking freshman courses when you're a senior and you can just like sit back and be like, okay, yeah, it's just whatever.
I mean, I took some really dope courses, you know, stuff about Chicago politics, stuff about nuclear arms races, stuff about I wrote this great paper about the 92 LA riots. I was in this like really pretentious class that there was a so the professor like was telling us to we are doing stuff on millenarian revolutions, which I don't remember what that is anymore. And then we all had to write a paper on it by the end of it. And like I was in a class with a bunch of like ROTC libertarian jerks, and like we all had to choose like a millenarian revolt to write a paper on, and all of them chose very white revolts. They chose like, oh, you know, this is, you know, some, you know, revolt of, you know, some, I don't know, white ethnic minority in the 1400, and, you know, it's just like all this really obscure stuff. And then I roll up and like everybody's just like, he asks everybody in the class, like in front of everybody, like, what's your paper going to be at? And then he comes to me, and I'm just like, South Central Los Angeles, 1992. And so I wrote a paper about how the Los Angeles Police Department decimated the South Central Los Angeles in the midst of the crack epidemic, and basically blamed them for the riots. So, in any case, I have some very, my political leanings are very complex. I know what I believe, but I also know how I believe systems work. So
Yeah. Well, so the whole point of that story was that Danica Rome is being targeted by robocalls from her opponent, and they are targeting her being transgender and fear mongering with that. So, anyways, that was the whole point of that. We
must
never
be
actually
so
mentioned
easy for cis people.
Huh?
Must be so easy for cis people. They just get whatever they want.
You know, they kind of cis people have issues just like trans people do, but trans people have a lot more issues.
Yeah,
There's life difficulties all around, but man, it'd be easy to be cis.
sure would.
Damn, it feels good to be a cis. But
What
that leads us, huh?
what a world it would be.
What a world. What a beautiful world. That's an hour. We're out of time.
Oh, okay. I didn't even get to my thing, but that's fine.
You want to do your thing real quick?
Oh yeah, I just real quick. No, we don't have to talk about this too long. This is just some good news for your whatever day you're listening this to.
For
Uh,
your ear holes.
just last week, well, I guess October 4th, California Governor Jerry Brown signed the LGBT Senior Bill of Rights in California. And it protects LGBT older adults in the state from discrimination or mistreatment in assisted living communities and nursing homes. It requires facilities to refer to residents by their correct name and pronoun, prohibits facilities from denying admission or involuntary discharging, evicting, or transferring a resident within a facility to another facility based on anti-LGBT attitudes of other residents or a person's actual or perceived sexual orientation, gender identity, gender expression, or HIV status. They're also required to post a notice regarding LGBT discrimination where the current non-discrimination policy is posted. So basically, if you are in California and you're gay or queer or trans and you live in a nursing home, you're protected. And apparently they can, if you if someone discriminates against you in California, you could go to jail.
If someone discriminates you could go to jail.
Someone goes, they could go to jail.
That's awesome. I think that's great. I think that's definitely a step forward. California is kind of paving the way with their transgender judges, and they're getting rid of the trans panic laws or defenses and their nursing home stuff.
They've got a couple of things going on.
I feel like California is addressing a lot of the like minor details when it comes to non-discrimination, whereas elsewhere people are yelling and screaming about very general overarching issues, which definitely do need to be addressed. But I don't know. California is nitpicking very slowly and just carefully, getting issue by issue by issue. And I think that's a good thing.
Well, baby, under the federalist system, the states are the laboratories of democracy.
Well, California's doing well, actually California's doing pretty bad right now. It's kind of hot there.
Yeah, depends where you are.
Yeah. If anyone out there is affected by the fires, we wish you the best of luck. And if there's anything we can do to help, let us know.
We got you.
Got you. But that just about does it. If you have questions, comments, or concerns, diaryofatranswoman@gmail.com is where you're going to want to go ahead and send those. If you want to find us on Twitter, we are at Trans Diary Show. EJ is spitting out so many different awesome things over there. I am at Abby Geek.
I am at SheMX500.
And we are also on Facebook. Search for Diary of a Trans Woman. DOATW is the website. If you
.com.
DOATW.com.
Yeah.
AOL keyword DOATW. No, not there. But yeah, so we're over there. If you want to get the episodes that way, we put them up every week. 5-star reviews wherever you get the podcast are going to go a long ways towards helping us out. Thank you so much for everyone that does that. And if you want to learn more about supporting this show, we would love to have you join our Patreon. Patreon.com/Diary of a Trans Woman is where you're going to want to go to do that. Even just shooting us $1 per episode. I mean, that's giving up a coffee a week or a coffee a month. 1 coffee per month.
It's not even that many coffees.
No, it's like 12 coffees a year.
And if you don't drink coffee, it's even less.
I know. So yeah, you want to shoot us $1 over there? You want to shoot us $10? You want to shoot us $5? You want to shoot us $100? You want to shoot us $1 million?
Whoa!
Wow! You want to shoot us money over there? That is going to go towards supporting the show and making sure that we keep doing awesome and amazing things, like starting podcasts about weird comedy shows and keeping our equipment and our stuff running and keeping the websites hosted and keeping awesome things happening. So head on over there, check us out. We'd love to have you. EJ, I think that just about does it, doesn't it?
It does, Abigail.
All right, EJ Dale. I'm not ever going to call you that ever again. Let's go ahead and start the music.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow.